بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
To everyone, and please do not mind the fact that this is yet another late video. Okay, it's not really that late, but I did want to talk about this last week instead of you know who. So here we are. So we're going to talk about, and if I sound a little tired, I am. I mean, it's not really my new job or anything because I can't even get days to work. But anyways, I'm a little tired. I had certain things happen that were false alarms. I'm just going to say that. And I'm kind of sad about it, actually. I'm not going to talk about it right now. What I'm going to talk about is the hijab ban, or niqab, apparently, because, like, the niqab is what these, well, it says here states on Wikipedia, but we're going to go to a more reliable source. We're just going to talk about briefly and then watch a video on this particular topic. And I forgot what the video was called, actually. I'll probably put it up on the screen for you guys here, because I just thought that, like, this is a very important thing for us to discuss, because I'm trying to understand, like, why anyone is why everyone seems to be taking such interest in what us women are doing. Like, more importantly, why France, as I'll read soon, is the first to apparently fully ban the niqab specifically, and why they're so focused on us. And it has something to do with our not us specifically, but just like religious symbolism in general, which I don't really believe, but anyways, we're going to get into that in a second. The video we're going to be reacting to today in relation to this insanely sad topic is from Since Islam. Go follow them below. Switzerland won't, the video is titled Switzerland Won't Have Muslim Women. So yeah, that in and of itself is depressing, because if you remember, like, from my last video, I was just saying, like, I didn't remember what the other country was that had banned it recently, or had banned the niqab recently. And I just remember that now it just came back to me. Switzerland is actually one of the countries that have one of the smallest populations of Muslim people. So why they're so concerned with us, I don't know, but I just think that that's, like, really unnecessary to be focused, hone in on our religious practices and the way in which we dress ourselves. Because yes, I used to wear, like, mostly, and I still do, and I still wear, like, you know, like westernized clothing, and, you know, like jeans and t-shirts and stuff, but primarily when I'm at home, like, if I, you know, go out, especially if it, well, like, especially now, like, it's supposed to be really cold right now, but I'm actually extremely hot. But as you can see, I make sure that no matter who is seeing me, whether I'm leaving the house for once in my life or not, something is completely covered, and it's from my head to my neck to my feet. You know, you're not seeing any skin, even if, like, my pants are a little too tight. Like, you're not seeing any of my skin. I'm trying to make more and more of an effort of that, like, just within the past few months, because like I said, I've been back in Islam for, like, about past 8 months now. Like, the time is flying by. I keep wanting to say, like, 6 or 7, but it's definitely past 6 or 7. So yeah, you guys, like, I'm still getting it correct, and, like, don't have any proper niqabs that have, like, come from Turkey or anything like that. But yeah, for any of you guys who are curious about, like, where I get, like, my scarves and stuff, usually Amazon. Amazon is TJ Maxx or City Trends or, like, something like that, because, like, I'm a broke bee. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, you guys, so going on back to the topic, what was I saying? I don't know, but according to Wikipedia, because it's such a trustworthy source, right, there are 16 states currently. Now, again, I don't know why they said states that have banned the burqa, including Tunisia, Austria, Denmark, France, Belgium, Tajikistan, I think is how you say that, Uzbekistan, Bulgaria, Cameroon, Chad, and the Republic of Congo, Gabon, Netherlands, China, Morocco. Okay, now I don't believe Morocco for a second, because I know a lot of Muslim Moroccans. So that doesn't make any sense. I don't know what Wikipedia is talking about here. I don't understand. Sri Lanka and Switzerland, I don't believe any of that, except for, like, maybe China, but there's, like, Muslims in China too, so I don't know. China has a lot going on right now. We can talk about it if you want to talk about it. There's, like, word of concentration camps and, like, them, like, keeping people from other countries hostage. I don't know what's true, you guys, but if you want to hear about that, let me know. So anyways, according to newlinesmag.com, the hijab remains a compulsory law in Iran and Afghanistan. In Saudi Arabia, the traditional, this is according to them now, abaya, an open gown worn over clothes, was mandatory for women until recently. But legislation alone does not convey the entire story. Of course it doesn't, because as we know, Iran is not truly a Muslim country. It certainly doesn't follow any proper Sharia laws, which are, the laws of Islam, like, that are meant to be implemented for the entire world, technically. But we know that's not gonna happen. So anyways, you guys, I'm just gonna go over to this article I found, actually, that is a little bit better than just these other random sources that websites such as Wikipedia use for their own source material. I went to a source myself that I found, and this is from earlier this year, like the beginning of this year, February 2022. And it's actually a really good article because it just goes into detail as to what countries, not all really in order, except for the first one, which is France. And I'll talk about that in a second. But other than that, it goes into order about, again, out of order from there. It goes on about Switzerland, Netherlands, Sri Lanka, the ones that actually have banned the burqa and or hijab, because I believe that hijab in Arabic just refers to the entirety of your garment and what makes up the, flowy garment. That sometimes, because as you know, you can get it as like a one piece, well, not really a one piece, but like a two-piece thing, and it's like, the hijab is the entirety of the garment, even though it can be like a headpiece that's just draped over your entire face, and the dress that goes down to your feet, whatever it is. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. But anyways, reading on to the article itself, I'm just gonna start and I'm gonna go back to something I had mentioned earlier about France, because that was really that really just sucked, if I'm gonna be honest. Alright, but anyway, so this article states countries that have banned burqa and what international law says about it. As controversy around the Karnataka hijab row flares up, here's a look at countries that have put ban on veils. So it goes on to say massive protests for and against wearing hijab in educational institutions have erupted in various colleges across Karnataka. The situation worsened on Tuesday when a Muslim girl wearing a hijab entered the college, while a group of boys with saffron scarves shouted, "Jai Shri Ram." Now, I don't know what that means, you guys, but I'm assuming it's something not so good. I don't even really want to know, but if you would like to translate it, let me know. Trailing behind the women, agitation began when a couple of Muslim girls were denied entry to the class at Udupi? Sorry, I can't pronounce anything. Udupi, a women's free university college, for wearing hijab. Since then, students in various colleges across the state have been wearing saffron scarves and hijabs to colleges, protesting. Okay, so that's a good thing. They're protesting for and against the dress code rule. So I guess the ones wearing the saffron scarves were actually like shouting something like in retaliation. I mean, in appreciation for. I don't know if I read the article correctly, but anyways, I'm going to skip to the most important part, you guys. In 2011, France became the first country to ban the burqa covering face. Okay, so apparently they don't really know how to describe it. I mean, neither did I. Also, the first European country to introduce the same. The restriction began in 2004 with a clampdown on students in state-run schools displaying any form of religious symbol. Now, I'm just going to stop there. I'm just going to let you guys read the rest of the article because it goes on, again, like I said, about France, Switzerland, Netherlands, and everyone who's like basically banned what like our typical dress code is as Muslim women. Now, what's interesting is obviously the number one issue, which is that they're focusing on Muslim women, because these are all things that us women happen to wear for God and to guard our chastity, as it says in the Quran, right? And so like that's like number one what's bothering me. Obviously that's the like biggest issue. That's the like biggest issue here is like it's like, why do you care so much, And again, I believe the video we're about to watch now is going to go into further detail. It's only 4 minutes long. It's going to go into further detail as to what, like, why we're being targeted even more. In, like, the sense that in Switzerland specifically, we're, like, the least, bothered. Like, we bother the least people. We're, like, make up, like, one of the smallest parts of their population as a whole. So the very fact that they are talking about this and banning the way in which we wear our clothing is interesting, because they're literally targeting us. That's like probably the definition of targeting, is going after a specific group of something. Because obviously when we're not the biggest majority of anything in the land, in this very European white land, I don't see why we would be targeted unless it was just because they wanted to do it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they don't really have any good justification behind like what they're doing right now, apparently, since 2004. Well, at least France has been. So that's what I'm saying. I tried to do my research. I don't know exactly what even this article in particular from outlookindia.com. I believe they are an Indian magazine or whatever. So if you guys want to look more into them, you can. But they seem to just be laying it all on the line. Like, this is what happened. This is what was said. This is according to like their political understanding. So yeah. Fight me if you would like, but this is just what I found, you guys, and it's just been bothering me for like the longest time. I just couldn't wait to make this video. Also, before we start this video, that I just really don't appreciate is I just want to say that I don't understand like why us. And again, when they specifically said the first year, okay, the restriction began in 2004 with a clampdown on students in state-run schools displaying any form of religious symbol. I doubt that that includes the cross on your neck, because I'm willing to believe that it has nothing to do with like wearing crosses and like having like Jesus, like I twerk for Jesus, like on the back of their t-shirts. I'm pretty sure no one would care about that, which I find interesting. And something else I find interesting is you can like walk around naked in London apparently and no one will bat an eyelash. Well, they might, but they're not going to care because that's legal. At least it's legal somewhere in the UK. Again, I've heard it from reputable sources. But yeah, apparently there are multiple like European countries that let you walk around naked. But how dare you have extra clothing on? Or what they consider to be extra anyway. You know what I mean? The Sahaba would not deal with this. Okay, if they were still around, like, and actually enforcing Sharia law, but this is you know, Allahu Alam, this is God's test for us, for them, you know, to not really have as many righteous people as we used to have around. But they wouldn't stand for this kind of bull crap. Like, first and foremost, this would not even happen. This would have been prevented by the women themselves being able to have more of a say and to speak up on why they dress this way, and the fact that we are doing it for God and our husbands, and, you know, just to keep the modesty as much as possible. Even though I'm literally burning up right now, I made sure I went out like to make sure that I was covered. Like I said, anytime I go out, anytime I make a video, because I want to make sure that I'm actually being a proper representation for what I believe in. If you believe in something, you need to make sure you're representing it with your entire heart. It cannot be just because you decided to do it one day, and it cannot just be because someone told you to do it. You have to be doing this because you care about your people or because you care about your own soul's sake. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm so happy to be back for what I love the most, which is my religion and God. And you know, we should never be, wallahi, we should never be ashamed for that. Like, we should never be ashamed to express ourselves in the way that we know is best, in the way that we know pleases Allah, because that is what ultimately we're going to be asked about in the Day of Judgment. All right, among other things that I had no right to speak on right now. But yeah, let's get started.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I hope you're well. We want to raise our voice on the causes that matter to us, especially in times when we don't have a mainstream voice, even from the Muslim world, in the tone and light we expect. The same with us. We have to really pick up issues which can be pushed, because the social media platforms are also censored, not from hatred and malice, but from truth, oppression and aggression, selectively based on their agenda. Now, Switzerland plans to fine $1,000 to women wearing niqab under burqa ban law. To be honest, that's moronic. Face coverings in public places are banned after a March 2021 referendum, but face masks against COVID are allowed. See this campaign poster. I never really saw women wearing niqabs that are angry though. Who drew this? Maybe an angry bird, I'm pretty sure. Might be as Islamophobic or than the government is. Art speaks a lot. I learned my lesson here. The proposed ban, also known as the burqa ban, was supported by 51.2% of voters, but was criticized at the time as Islamophobic and sexist. The ban on covering faces aims to ensure public safety and order. Punishment is not a priority, it said in a statement. How on earth is this for safety? In case of requirements, women do identify themselves, even when they are wearing a niqab. We have heard this so many times and explained it as well. It looks like they are not ready to even listen, forget understanding it. The bill does not name burqas or niqabs, but prohibits people from concealing their faces in public, spaces like public transportation, restaurants, or walking in the street, specifying that the eyes, nose, and mouth must be visible. This clearly shows Muslim women are not welcome. We have to question a few things. How many sisters do niqab? I'm talking about Switzerland. Why is the government making a huge fuss and issue out of it? On top of that, there's a law being drafted. Come on, use your energy for better things. I'm pretty sure Switzerland has some major problems that government needs to focus on, instead of policing Muslim women clothing. Muslims make up 5% of the Swiss population of 8.6 million people. According to estimates by the University of Lucerne, only about 30 women wear the niqab in the country. Amnesty International has called the face veil ban a dangerous policy that violates women's rights, including freedom of expression and religion. We all would agree. Have you noticed who's silent now? Those people who are protesting for Iranian women's rights. Those celebrities who are talking about women's choices. The question is, are they pro-choice, or is there any bias against hijab or niqab? Undoubtedly, we don't need any theory to back this. Doing a hijab is not easy. Niqab, it's not easy, subhanallah. But we admire the sisters' strength who do niqabs. We respect your choice. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and make it easy for you. Ameen. That's a lot of struggle involved with respect to fighting our desires, societal norms which are un-Islamic. We have a message for these governments: walk the talk and annihilate double standards. The constitutions today talk a lot about the freedoms of women, so walk the talk. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our sisters steadfast and grant them goodness. Ameen. That's it for today, brothers and sisters. I hope you liked the video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section.
So you heard it, you guys. Now that part, when he said 5%, because I knew it was something like incredibly small, I was just like, Lord say it ain't so, because it didn't make sense. I'm like, yo, wait. 5%? 30? So it means like what? 30 out of like the 50 women that are there, that are Muslim women that came from probably another Muslim country. That's the only reason they're dressing specifically with the burqa. Because I think also because you wear a burqa specifically when you are married, or a niqab specifically, like whatever covers your entire face. When you are married, like I'm doing this because, like I said, I want to. When I go out, sometimes I just replace this with a regular mask because I don't even want to get the common cold from somebody, right? So, and I'll like have like just like a regular thing on my head, you know, and like my skin like will be covered. Like, so, I mean, I have messed up, like, because like he said, it is kind of hard to remember, oh yeah, I gotta make sure like this and that and the third, but it's, even though it's still a struggle for me in public occasionally, it's like still worth it because it's like, look, like the learning process is a beautiful thing. We should be able to express ourselves, especially when we make up less than 10% of a population and we're not bothering anybody. I'm like, obviously I have to look at them like side-eyed, and as soon as I watched this video, you guys, I was like, you guys, I knew I had to make a video on this because it's been bothering me for so long. And, you know, congratulations to Andrew Tate, but I'm so sick and tired of saying his name everywhere. But alhamdulillah, I've heard someone has recently converted to Islam because of him, so that's exactly what I wanted. But most importantly, I wanted to talk about something that was really pressing, that seems to be only a growing issue, like, and apparently this is it. So that's it for today's video, you guys. Well, check out the article from outlookindia.com right now if you want to read the rest on what they have to say with the other countries, and you know like what they were saying, because I was gonna make this like a super long deep dive, but I just wanted to highlight the most like pressing aspects of this issue, and I really just wanted to bring it to the light so you guys could like, you know, like speculate for yourselves as to what's been going on. Like, let me know in the comment section below what you think about this in ridiculous situation, because I just think it's not fair, because again, we have women walking around naked all the time. Like I said, like I know so many women like that, you know, like I come from that life where it was just normalized, you know. It absolutely sucks. So I have to be honest here, like Having come 180 from like just thinking that's a normal thing, like I have to be honest with you guys, like this is not okay, and this is most definitely not what we want children to be growing up with, especially not children who Allah has guided. You know, he's going to continue to guide them anyways, inshallah, but we need to just make sure that the youth is protected, as well as our own chastity, and yeah, just make sure everything's good. Okay, because I love you guys and I don't want anyone to lose. And yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about the hellfire because it scares me, but I will say this, Allahu alam, and I love all you guys very much. So yeah, like I don't know what else to say. Like there's so much I want to say. Like I said, I would like to read the entire article to you guys. I'm pretty sure you're tired of hearing me already. If there's anything else I find, I'll put up on the screen as well. Anything else I think I should recommend to you guys. But yeah, so in the meantime, go follow, go subscribe to Sense Islam. They seem to have a lot of sense. This is one of the few videos I personally found like incredibly like pressing, because I didn't even know it was an issue and it pissed me off immediately, and that's how I know I had to talk about it. But anyways, if it rhymes, must be true. Love you. Salam. Have a wonderful winter, by the way. I know that's coming up next, even though I'm burning up right now.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم